Welcome back, guys, to another Uncut Eats with B. Today we're going to be doing a seafood boil. So if you come over here, I'm going to show you what we're working with today. We got some nice crab legs here. We got some smoked sausage. We got some nice jumbo shrimps here. These are already cleaned. We got some lobster tail. We're going to be throwing in some corn, some baby potatoes, and we got to throw in some eggs. That's a must. We got some butter here, a couple sticks. And these are my secret right here that makes my seafood boil different. Which I ain't gonna give you everything now. But this right here is a little Cajun blend. Some garlic powder in there, some Cajun seasoning, and some other herb and spices in there. And also over here, I blended this. What I will say in this is I got scallion and thyme in there, and also some garlic. We got some lemons here also, which we're gonna throw in at the end. So to get started, over here we already have some water boiling here. I actually got 2 pots with water boiling and another one here. Now the reason for doing that is it's a lot of seafood and the potatoes and corn. You don't want to put it all in one pot. It gets all clustered, so I'm going to break it up into 2 pieces, into 2 sets. So let's go ahead and start adding these eggs and the corn and the potatoes in one pot. I'm going to go right over. Now we can just go ahead and add all these directly in. Be careful, the water is hot, you don't get to splash and burn you. Alright, got that in. Now we'll put that on first because you know the potatoes take a little longer to boil. So we try to get that on first. Now we're going to go ahead and add these eggs in also. I'll take a spoon and put them in because, like again, you don't want to use your fingers, that water is hot. Alright, so got those in. Go ahead, throw the cover back on that. Now we're going to have another pot here. I'm going to go ahead and put directly on the fire. That's what we're going to use to start making our sauce. So to get that started off, first thing we're going to do is add these butter in there. I'm using a lot of butter because we do have a lot of seafood. Put these butters directly in the pot. We'll get these all melted first, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our blended mix. We're gonna let this keep boiling until we're ready for it. We're gonna work on this sauce real quick. So we go ahead and get this butter melted down. Now, we don't actually gotta wait all the way till it's melted. We go ahead and now throw in our blended mix directly in. We're gonna let those eggs and potatoes cook, I think, for about 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, just gonna leave that for a second. And we'll come back and check on that in a few minutes, and it should be all melted out and stuff, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our seasoning. Alright guys, so now we're back. The butter has already been melted, as you see. Looks nice right there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasoning mix directly in here. And you just want to slowly incorporate that in. Make sure you don't create any clumps in there. Now guys, this is my version of the butter sauce. And I like to jazz everything up, you know, season everything well. So yeah, this is your preference, you know. You could go ahead and just add butter alone and garlic, it's up to you. Go ahead and add some more in there too. Now, I didn't put any water in the other pots. I'm sorry, any salt in the pots, because pretty much all our salt and seasoning is going to come from the sauce right here which we're making. So there's no need to add any salt. You don't want to over salt the food. So this right here is going to be our butter sauce that we're going to pour over the seafood when it's all boiled up. Alright, so I'm going to reduce the heat on this, and I'm going to let this slowly simmer, and it will stay on the heat pretty much until everything else gets finished up. So we'll check back in, and we still got a couple more minutes on the potatoes and the eggs. About 5 more minutes, we'll come on back, check on it, and then we'll throw in the seafood last, because that stuff don't take any time to, only takes a few minutes to get ready. So that's why we put the potatoes and the eggs on first, kind of get a little head start. So everything will finish at the same time. Alright guys, so we're back. Just checking on our butter sauce right here. It looks nice. Alright, still gonna let this simmer down. Like I said, this stays on the fire until everything gets done. So I checked the potatoes not too long ago in the pot over here. And so pretty much those are almost just about done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take these eggs out so we can go ahead and have those peeled. And we can get ready to sauce everything up in a little bit. Go ahead and just take all these eggs out of here. And like I said, you can just judge the cooking time based off of the potatoes. Once they're pretty much tender, everything else will be ready. The corn, the eggs. Alright, got all the eggs out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover that back down until we finish getting these eggs peeled. Now, just before we go ahead and peel these eggs, I'm gonna go ahead now and drop the seafood. And while we peel the eggs, that will cook. And by the time we're done, that should be done also. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead and drop these crab legs directly in. Alright. Go ahead and drop our shrimps in. Get those sausages. Last but not least, we're gonna drop those lobster tails in there too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just cover all that down. We're just gonna let that simmer for a couple of minutes while we peel these eggs, and then we'll come on back and we start saucing everything and plating up. All right, guys, we're back. So just check on this sauce one more time. I constantly stir it because you don't want it to stick or anything at the bottom. All right. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start saucing. And we're gonna get ready to start plating up. And also over here we got the eggs already peeled and ready to go. So what I can do is right now I'm gonna go ahead and get a ladle, that good butter sauce, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour all over these eggs right here. Coat those pretty nicely, and we're just gonna let that sit. Garlic butter sauce for now until we're ready for plating in a little bit. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and take the potato off the fire, and we're gonna go ahead and strain it up, and so we can start saucing this also. So I got a strainer over here in the sink. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it straight. All right, just like that. Now we're gonna go ahead, shake that excess water off. Alright, now we're gonna come over here, pour it into a little container here. And then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add some more sauce to this. Now, if you have a bigger container that you want to use, you could do it all at one time. But I find that when you break it up into parts like this, you get all that seasoning properly all over it, all that good butter and stuff. All right. That's all incorporated right there. That looks nice. We're gonna do the same thing right now for the seafood, which is ready. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the whole pot with all that seafood. See right here. Alright, everything is all nicely boiled, so we're just gonna go ahead and strain it all too. Be careful when doing this, guys. If you have mittens and stuff to protect your hands, you want to use those. Just make sure you don't get burned. Make sure you drain off all that water. Alright, we're just going to take this and go ahead and add that back to that. See, everything is nicely cooked right there. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in another container. Nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our sauce directly to these. Now guys, how much sauce you use, that's up to you. You can put a lot or you can use a little bit. And I personally like a lot of the sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this up as best as you can. Alright. That looks pretty good to me. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, guys, we're gonna go ahead now and start plating this stuff up so everybody can eat. I got a nice big bowl here. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with some of the crab legs. Put the crab legs in. Alright. Go ahead and add some of the potatoes in also, corn. Go ahead and put some of these shrimps in there. Lobster. Go ahead and add the rest of the potatoes to this. Corn. I'm gonna go ahead and also throw these eggs in here. Just want to evenly distribute it. Alright, I'll put the last of the shrimps and sausage in here. You got all that in there like that, you just want to go ahead and you can just take that bowl and just, as a matter of fact, just so you can see it, let me do it with a ladle. Just go ahead and ladle all that butter sauce all over that seafood. Alright guys, and last but not least, you can just go ahead and just throw couple pieces of lemon in here. have it. My version, the seafood boil. Like, comment, subscribe. And again, thank you for watching.